A universe of thought, introducing Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant was a philosophical giant. He reshaped how we understand knowledge, morality, and the universe. Born in 1724, Kant spent his life in Königsberg, Prussia. This small city was his intellectual home. From there, he launched ideas that reverberate to this day. Kant's work was revolutionary. He challenged assumptions about the nature of reality and reason. Before Kant, philosophers generally fell into two camps. Empiricists believed knowledge came solely from experience. Rationalists argued that reason was the source of knowledge. Kant offered a radical new perspective. He proposed that our minds actively shape our experience of the world. We don't simply passively receive information. Instead, our minds impose order and structure on it. This groundbreaking idea, known as Transcendental Idealism, became a cornerstone of modern philosophy. The life of a mind, Kant's world and work. Immanuel Kant lived a life of quiet routine. He was born into a modest family in Königsberg, Prussia. His father was a harness maker, and his upbringing was deeply religious. Kant excelled in his studies, attending the local university. He went on to become a private tutor before obtaining a teaching position at his alma mater. Kant's early work focused on natural philosophy. He published papers on topics like earthquakes and the formation of the solar system. However, his interests gradually shifted towards metaphysics and epistemology. This change was sparked by his engagement with the works of David Hume. Hume's skepticism shook Kant to his core. It forced him to confront fundamental questions about the limits of human knowledge. This intellectual crisis led to a decade of intense reflection. During this period, Kant developed the groundbreaking ideas that would revolutionize philosophy. The Copernican revolution of philosophy. Kant's philosophy is often described as a Copernican revolution in thought. Just as Copernicus overturned the geocentric model of the universe, Kant revolutionized our understanding of knowledge. Before Kant, philosophers believed that our minds passively conform to the world. We observed, we perceived, and we gained knowledge that mirrored external reality. Kant turned this idea on its head. He argued that the mind is not a blank slate. It's an active participant in shaping our experience. We don't simply receive information from the world. Our minds process, organize, and structure it according to inherent categories and concepts. This radical shift in perspective placed the focus squarely on the human mind. Kant argued that space, time, and causality are not properties of the external world. They are fundamental structures of human experience. Our minds impose these structures on the raw data of our senses, creating a coherent and intelligible world. The categorical imperative, a moral compass within. Kant's contributions to philosophy extend beyond epistemology and metaphysics. He also developed a highly influential ethical theory grounded in the concept of the categorical imperative. For Kant, morality wasn't about following rules imposed from outside. True morality stemmed from reason itself. The categorical imperative is a principle of universalizability. It states that we should act only according to rules that we could rationally will to become universal laws. In simpler terms, if everyone acted in the same way, would it create a world you'd want to live in? Imagine you're considering stealing something. The categorical imperative asks, what if everyone stole whenever they wanted? The answer, of course, is chaos and distrust. Therefore, stealing cannot be a universal moral law. It fails the test of reason. Kant believed that the categorical imperative provides a solid foundation for moral decision-making. Section 5. Unveiling the critique of pure reason. Critique of Pure Reason stands as Kant's most celebrated and challenging work. Published in 1781, it delves into the nature of human reason and its limits. The book grapples with fundamental questions about what we can know and how we know it. It's dense, complex, and notoriously difficult even for seasoned philosophy enthusiasts. In essence, the critique aims to establish the boundaries of human knowledge. Kant meticulously analyzes the faculty of reason, dissecting its components and limitations. He distinguishes between two types of knowledge, analytic and synthetic. Kant argues that while reason can reliably generate analytic knowledge, it faces limitations when dealing with synthetic knowledge about the world. Section 6, the limits of reason, what we can and cannot know. In the Critique of Pure Reason, Kant argues that our knowledge of the world is limited by the structure of our minds. We can only know things as they appear to us, not as they are in themselves. He calls this distinction between appearances and things in themselves the phenomenal and the noumenal realms. The phenomenal realm encompasses everything we can experience through our senses. It's the world as we perceive it, shaped by the categories and concepts of our minds. The noumenal realm, on the other hand, is the realm of things in themselves, independent of our minds. It's the world as it truly is, unfiltered by human perception. According to Kant, we can never have direct access to the noumenal realm. Our knowledge is restricted to the phenomenal world, the world of appearances. This doesn't mean that the noumenal realm doesn't exist. It simply means that it's beyond the grasp of human reason. Section 7. Transcendental Idealism, Bridging the Gap. Kant's philosophy is often labeled as Transcendental Idealism. This term can be confusing, but it essentially describes his attempt to bridge the gap between rationalism and empiricism. Rationalists believed that reason alone could provide knowledge. Empiricists, on the other hand, argued that all knowledge comes from experience. Kant sought a middle ground. He agreed with the empiricists that all our knowledge begins with experience. However, he argued that experience alone is insufficient. Our minds play an active role in shaping and structuring that experience. This is where the transcendental part comes in. Kant uses the term transcendental to refer to the conditions necessary for the possibility of experience. These conditions are not themselves objects of experience. Section 8. Legacy of a giant Kant's enduring impact. Immanuel Kant's influence on Western thought is immeasurable. He stands as a philosophical giant whose ideas continue to shape our understanding of knowledge, morality, and the human condition. His work marked a turning point in the history of philosophy, ushering in a new era of critical inquiry. Kant's Copernican revolution in philosophy challenged centuries of philosophical tradition. His transcendental idealism shifted the focus from the external world to the structures of the human mind. It forced philosophers to reconsider the nature of knowledge, objectivity, and truth. The impact of Kant's ideas extends far beyond the realm of academic philosophy. Section 9. Kant in the 21st century, still relevant, still challenging. In an era dominated by scientific advancement and technological innovation, Immanuel Kant's philosophy might seem like a relic of the past. However, his ideas remain surprisingly relevant to the challenges and questions we face in the 21st century. Kant's emphasis on reason, autonomy, and universal moral principles resonates deeply in a world grappling with issues like globalization, technological disruption, and ethical dilemmas posed by artificial intelligence. His work reminds us of the importance of critical thinking, moral responsibility, and the pursuit of knowledge. In an age of information overload, Kant's call for rigorous analysis and reasoned discourse is more important than ever. His philosophy provides a framework for navigating the complexities of modern life, encouraging us to engage in thoughtful deliberation about our values, beliefs, and actions. Moreover, Kant's exploration of the limits of human reason serves as a cautionary tale. Section 10. Beyond the Ivory Tower, Kant's ideas in action. Kant's philosophy isn't confined to the dusty shelves of university libraries. His ideas have had a profound and lasting impact on the world beyond academia, shaping political movements, legal systems, and social reform efforts. His emphasis on human dignity and autonomy provided a philosophical foundation for the Enlightenment ideals of individual rights, freedom, and self-governance. The categorical imperative, with its focus on universal moral principles, has been influential in shaping international law and human rights declarations. Kant's belief in the inherent worth and dignity of all rational beings has inspired movements for social justice, equality, and the abolition of slavery. Moreover, Kant's work has had a significant impact on artistic and literary movements. Section 11. A final thought, the enduring power of reason. Immanuel Kant's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of reason. His philosophy, though challenging and complex, continues to resonate with us because it speaks to fundamental questions about what it means to be human. Kant dared to explore the limits of our knowledge, to define the boundaries of reason, and to establish a foundation for morality based not on religious dogma or cultural norms, but on the inherent dignity of rational beings. In a world often driven by ideology, emotion, and self-interest, Kant's unwavering belief in the power of reason to illuminate truth and guide moral action serves as a beacon of hope and a call to intellectual responsibility.